Hi, my name is Matt Scott, and I'm a freelance trombone player and teacher in the Atlanta area. First in this etude, let's talk about breathing, because in a 21-bar etude, we have 2 16th rests and 8th rest before the last note to breathe, which isn't all that much space. One tool that I use in situations like this is sip breathing. Now what sip breathing is it's taking a large breath in a small amount of space. One way that I practice that is I'll play a note for 3 beats and then breathe on B4. Do, do. Then I'll play that same note, this time breathing on the and of 4, trying to take in that same amount of air. Do, do. Then I'll play the note a 3rd time, trying to take in that same amount of air on the of 4, using just a 16th note to breathe. Do, do. Now I utilize this several different times throughout this etude, once in bar 6, once in bar 8, in addition to several other measures. Next, let's talk about articulation and note lengths. Now, to achieve the correct style in this etude, we need to make sure that while our staccatos have space, our tenutos have a firm front, and our legatos are a nice do articulation, while making sure that there's no space in between each note. If we look in the first measure, we have these 3 articulations right there. Now, one thing that I hear in a lot of students is I hear a little bit of a fluffy or a pillowy articulation. Tho, 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 tho. Now, part of that is because we need to make sure that our airspeed is super, super quick from the very beginning of the note. As soon as that tongue moves, our air is moving very quick. Now, one thing that we need to look out for in here is there's quite a few situations where we have a legato line followed by a tenuto 8th note, or 2 tenuto 8th notes. Now, we need to make sure that we differentiate these 2 notes by putting a little bit firmer tongue on the tenuto note. Next, let's talk about lip slurs and alternate positions. Now, there's quite a few spaces in this etude where it might make more sense to use an alternate position and turn that lick into a lip slur. For example, in bar 1, instead of playing the D in 1st, play it in 4th and do a little mini lip slur from D to B in 4th. Next, in bar 11, you can play that high B flat in 3rd and then do a lip slur in 3rd from G flat to A flat to B flat. And next, you can go to bar 17 and play that D in 4th and that E in 5th position and make that whole 16th note line a lip slur in 4th position all the way up to D, E in 5th, and then back down in 4th on D and B. Now, when you're preparing for this etude, go ahead and run through several different lip slurs that you see in here, making sure that your air is moving fast and it's consistent throughout the entire lip slur. Avoid pulsing your air on each individual note like this, but make sure it's moving consistently fast. And finally, there are quite a few notes in this etude, so one thing we should make sure to do to keep it nice and light and buoyant is to put a little bit of weight on 1 and a little bit of weight on 4. Making sure that we're focusing on the horizontal line rather than each individual vertical note. If we do that, it'll start to get a little bit frantic and a little bit notey. Now, good luck and happy practicing.